It's important for us to have a conversation that says, Mwikali, who are you before you got here, before I started having coffee with you?
Okay.
So that you take time to introspect, because your past will affect your present and it will affect your future.
Okay.
So it's important for you to take time, introspect, and then when you introspect, you actually take stock of who you are, you know who you're presenting to the table.
Okay. So before I even start thinking about how aligned we are, I need to know who I am.
Yes. Are you aligned as an individual first and foremost?
Okay.
Who am I going to meet for coffee? Who are you presenting for coffee?
Am I complete?
Are you complete? Are you okay? Are you at a place where you can connect with another person?
Because at that point, that's when you come to me, then I'll be able to know if this is good for me, if this is what I want. Do I need it really?
Yes. And first and foremost, are you even in a space where you can connect with another person?
Yes.
Sometimes the problem is not even the other person.
It's you.
The problem might be you.
So I need to be aligned first.
You need to be aligned first. It's important for you to have a conversation with yourself that says, am I okay? Am I at a place where I have something to even offer another person?
Okay. That's an important conversation to have.
I think so.
Because you go in with your baggage and you blame the other person.
You blame the other person.
Because you did not take time to offload.
You didn't take
heal,
time. Yes.
And be at a place to be able to accommodate, love,
Yes.
care, be kind
Yes.
to the person that comes in.
Totally.
So let's assume that I've had that conversation with myself.
Let's
And
begin with the fact that you probably didn't even have that conversation with yourself.
Oh my God, yes.
Because all of us don't have that conversation. The truth is we all of us carry baggage one way
Or another. And it doesn't have to be, you know, sometimes we talk about baggages.
And you're thinking relationship.
No, that's not it.
No. Sometimes it's just your perceptions, your belief systems, your truths, which are necessarily not true, but you developed them in the course of life because of things that happened to you.
Yeah.
Maybe your childhood. How did you grow? How did you see your mother and father even relating?
If they related.
If they related. If they didn't relate, how did it affect you? Or how, whatever you saw in your childhood, how did it affect what your perception is of your role as a woman or his role as a man?
Okay.
So it's important for you to think, to actually stop and think, what did I see? How was this thing modeled to me first? Was this the correct model? Then if it was the correct model, yes, maybe I can borrow a few things. And there are a few things that I need to drop.
Yeah.
But you will never stop to think about that unless you have a moment that says, hey, look here. Who is Mwikali?
What's my belief system?
Yeah. What is my belief system? What is my perception of certain things? What do I hold to be true, which may not necessarily be true? So once you come to that place of having that conversation with yourself that is informed by where you came from, your interactions with the society around you, sometimes society tells us certain things that were not necessarily true.
Yeah.
It's important for you now to begin to evaluate all these things so that then you get out of the prison of the things that hold you back from expressing yourself.
The fears.
Yes, the fears, the things that just hold you back from a lot of guarded. You're so guarded. You cannot express love. You cannot experience
The walls are too
love.
high, Judy.
Thank you.
Too high.
Too high. So it's important for us to even now go back and begin to ask ourselves, what did I see and how did it inform how I think about life? How does it inform how I think about love? How does it inform how I connect with other people? Forget boy-girl relationships. See the people around you.
Yeah.
So when you begin to have that conversation, then it helps you to understand who you are first and foremost. So that then you can begin to do away with certain things that truly need to go away. And there are things that, of course, are pluses. You can carry them.
Yeah.
But the things that are negative, you can say, you know what, I saw this where I came from. I don't think I want to carry it with me.
Yeah.
So that's where this whole conversation needs to begin.
Okay.
Who are you?
I think it would be magical to find people who've gone through this conversation with themselves and are clean and open to, and then you meet someone who's on the same page as
No,
you
but
are.
you see, the other thing about it, Mikali, is even as we go through this, even in marriages, by the way, we are
Yes.
we are getting married and we are all meeting people. He has baggage, I have baggage.
Yep.
But if we are open and honest about having conversations like we are having today,
Yes.
then even as you're with your spouse, you can actually heal within a marriage.
Oh.
It's possible, yes.
Okay.
You can even heal within a relationship as long as both of you are aware and both of you understand that, you know what, this is what she went through, this is what he went through, but then now we can work it together such that you help me and I help you.
Thank you for saying that, because for anyone who's in a relationship or in a marriage and they never had this conversation, it
Yes.
felt like we were preaching doomsday conspiracy.
no,
but
no.
when you're in there, you can still
Yes.
be healed.
You can still
from
be
your
healed
baggage.
from your baggage. And actually, when in a relationship, that tests the commitment level of a relationship.
Okay.
Because if your commitment to each other is really high, it means then I'll be patient with you as you work out whatever it is that you need to work out and help you become a better person.
Okay.
Such that then I don't say because Mikali grew up probably in a single parent home, she doesn't qualify for a relationship. No.
Or even being a parent.
Yeah,
You
get,
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you don't qualify. It means there are things that you need to learn, and the other people around you or the other person who is your significant other should then care enough to help you navigate that, heal, and become a better person.
So for the people who are getting into relationships and you're just in one, maybe it's fresh, or even your marriage, how then do you find out that the two of you are on the same WhatsApp? The same page?
Let me say what usually happens is when you allow someone into your space, because you see what the first thing that tends to happen as far as relationships are concerned is that because of our past, we get into relationships not willing to open up.
Okay.
So when you get someone else gets into your space, when you allow them close enough, you become vulnerable. It becomes like a mirror. Then you begin to see yourself very clearly.
Yeah.
And sometimes this other person will actually tell you, I think you have anger issues. I think you have self-esteem issues. I think I've seen this with your mother, I've seen this with your father, and I think it affects you this way. So you must be open and honest enough to have this conversation between yourselves so that now you help the other person to become better because you actually are opening up. But then it requires vulnerability.
Oh my goodness. And that's the one thing that we're running away from.
That's the one thing that we're running away from.
Yeah.
And so before we even, if for example, you're in a marriage situation, then of course your partner needs to help you. Before you get into that situation, it's important for you to be vulnerable with yourself, because for the most part, we're not even vulnerable with ourselves, Mikali. You're running away from yourself.
You can't face the role you.
Yes.
Why? Okay.
So, so it's important for you to just, if, for example, you haven't gotten into a relationship or you are alone for the time being, it's important for you to go in and find out all these things, have this conversation within yourself.
Is it an easy thing to do?
No, it's not.
No,
it's not. And that brings in the purpose of coaches.
Yeah,
That's why
because
people like
I'm
us
just
are
thinking,
here.
we tell ourselves all this, we'll just pick a very probably easy example of just looking at yourself, of maybe you're lazy, you keep procrastinating on almost everything. But then in the same space of being lazy, procrastinating, and giving yourself excuses, is probably you find a way, a mechanism of encouraging yourself, saying, but si lazima, si hata nani na nani na nani. I can get it at 50. I can get it at 40. It's okay.
Yes.
So there's also something that works against you seeing the truth,
It's
and that is the
true.
question, the thing that I mentioned about how hard it might be for someone to be truthful to themselves, face it, and take corrections from self.
You see, the reason why it becomes difficult for us to face the truth is because we don't understand the root.
What? You need to dig deep.
You need to dig deep.
Yeah.
I'll use my own example.
Okay.
I had anger issues. But it's easy to justify anger because you'll say, "Si walifanya, kwa nini? Why did they do this to me?" So they triggered, they provoked.
Once it becomes worse, if you tell me I have anger issues, what do you mean?
Exactly. And no, you don't even realize it. I guess you just think you have a temper, and you know what? You asked for it, you got exactly what you needed.
You deserve it. You hurt me.
Exactly. Yeah. And you lash back, and
you have justifications for this.
Yes. But Mukali, for me to deal with it, I had to go back and find out the root.
Okay.
And the root was in a rejection in the past that had nothing to do with me, that even that other person probably didn't know better.
But they're getting it.
Sorry?
They're getting the lashes.
No. It was actually, the rejection happened in my childhood.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I carried it with me. I carried the anger with me. And you see, all this time I'm justifying it.
Yes.
Until I got to the place where I could trace the root of the rejection and heal at that point, then now I understand. I healed. Actually, I know that I'm a better person.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So you have to go to the root.
You have to go to the root. That's the only way for you to be able to really address the issue. Otherwise, it's a very superficial thing, you'll find every reason to justify it.
And this is important for all the relationships we get into, because imagine with anger issues or whatever issues you're dealing with, and you're not facing that.
Yeah.
So you will justify everything, and you probably over exaggerate. You'll be mean. Yes. You'll be all these things. That means even if this person was for you,
yes, then
they'll probably walk away, or you push them away because you haven't dealt with yourself.
That's true. And then again, you see now that that's an important conversation we're having, because when you've taken that journey by yourself, you exercise empathy for others.
No, you understand them.
You understand them. Such that now you don't necessarily, we get out of that place, even as a society, maybe there are some separations, some divorces that didn't necessarily have to happen. If probably we actually stopped and became empathetic and understood where this person was coming from and helped them through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I dealt with my anger issues in marriage.
Oh, that's when?
That's when I saw myself for who I really was. That's how the realignment program actually came into being, because then I wasn't speaking theory. I knew exactly, I could understand the journey.
Yeah.
So as we think about it, it's important for us to and that's why I talk about alignment. That's why I'm very passionate about it, because it's everything, I tell you.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when you talk about relationships, it's easy for us to box it and just think, hey, it's just about romance and all, but it affects every area of your life.
That's true.
Yes, it affects your passion and drive for work and for everything. It affects your stability. It affects your ability to just perform at optimum. You cannot isolate it.
And, you know, we've been talking about, receiving love.
Yes.
But it also hinders you from giving it as well.
That's true. You cannot connect.
And if you're not giving it, then probably you're making the other person not be able to give it, or you don't even know how to receive it if it's given to you.
That's true. And that helps you to understand why many relationships are not thriving. Not because people are necessarily wrong, but people are not equipped.
Okay.
To understand that you need to first work on yourself, allow the other person to work on themselves, exercise empathy. And then now it becomes a journey that people are working together. You know, don't look for perfection in love. No.
Say that louder. Please. There's no perfection in love. There's
no perfection in love. You just need to find someone that you can work with. And once your eyes are open, and once we begin to have these conversations, and we actually lend empathy to others, lend grace to other people, then we begin to see them correctly.
Okay.
And then we work together towards building other people. And when I say relationship, I don't necessarily strictly mean a boy-girl romantic relationship. That even when I relate with you, Mwikali, I should be able to see, oh, there's this thing about Mwikali. Mwikali, you need to deal with this and help you through it, and not feel like I'm condemning you to something. No. Because I have seen hope within myself, within my own situation, I can come and speak hope and tell you, you know what, Mwikali, you can actually be a better person.
Oh my goodness. You see, this conversation is very powerful because most of the times we ignore us. We have this perception of who we are
Yes.
what we want.
Yes.
Not even understanding that I need a person who's stable in this way. I need a person who's complete in this way. We have demands.
Thank you.
We have demands, expectations.
Yes.
And you see how, and this was happening a lot, I think, over the Valentine's weekend.
Yes.
Where I think girls were called out. The men were called out. Oh, sijui girls, you're expecting this and this and this and this at Uwezi. Ama angalia msichana yuaka vipi. But you don't take time to look at yourself.
That's true.
So because I expect this from you, am I good enough for you?
Yes. And you know, Mwikali, it's good you're talking about what happened on Valentine's and the social stereotypes that are out there. Now, those are some of the things that you need to go back and redefine for yourself.
For yourself.
For
Valentine's
yourself.
is not.
No.
It's not a group photo.
No.
No, it is not. It is not a chama.
And your life is not a democracy. No. So you sit down and redefine your life and your value system based on your unique circumstances. Such that now when you get to that place, you actually operate in the space of joy.
Yeah. It's your space.
It's your space.
You create your own life and your marriage is yours.
Thank you.
For life.
Yes. No, and your circumstances are yours. So that now, even when it comes to making those crucial life decisions, half the time your friends won't understand. Because this person probably won't fit in their bill.
No.
But you have to have a conviction based on revelation. And that revelation will only come if, Mwikali, you have taken time to know who you are.
Does this also cover forgiveness in relationships and marriages?
Exactly, it does. Let me say it starts with you, Mwikali, taking a journey within yourself.
Yes.
As you take the journey within yourself, then you come to the place of acknowledging the past. You know, many people froze.
Yes.
We froze the difficult times of our past. But it's important for us to be able to face up to them. Once you face up to the difficult things of the past, then now you come to the place of understanding the emotions that came with that past incident, with that past.
Yeah.
Then now, as you deal with those emotions and you come to the place of healing, then slowly but surely you come to the place where now you can empathize with other people.
Okay. And with empathy comes forgiveness.
Yes. And forget forgiving others. Forgive yourself.
Yourself.
Because let me tell you, we all made very funny choices in the past.
That's true.
But if you... I can see the look on your face. But if you...
Mwikali, forgive yourself.
Yes.
You know what? This whole conversation, I feel like you're talking to me. I'm just thinking of like, Mwikali, tempted to ask personal questions. This is live TV therapy on a live show. But it's fine. It's okay.
You can pay me after this.
Yes. I'll just be like, atulisema ofisi iko wapi?
M-Pesa till number.
M-Pesa till number ulisema ni aje. But I think it's very, we don't talk about this as much as often as we should, which is key to so many aspects. And like you said, it's not just romantic relationships. It's the relationships that you have with your mother, your father, because some of these things happened with them.
Yes.
It happened to you in that particular setting. So
as a matter of fact, many of the challenges that we face now started from our parenting. That's what we are correcting.
Yes.
But again, most of us are not even aware. So we're just going on with the same pattern, not understanding that something needs to be corrected.